500,000 square miles of ocean, known for one thing. Things go in, and they don't always come back out. Ships vanish without debris. Planes disappear without sending a single distress call. Entire crews are found missing while dinner plates are still set at the table. It's a place sailors whispered about long before Google Maps existed. A place where compasses spin, radios crackle with nonsense, and pilots report the ocean looking strange. Some say it's the weather. Some say it's science. Some say it's aliens. Some say it's something ancient buried at the bottom of the sea, still pulsing with energy. Tonight, we're going straight into the Bermuda Triangle, a place that refuses to be understood.
I love the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Scooby-Doo episode immediately.
The Pirates Ahoy episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Immediately.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned that in here a little bit. Not really like a lot. I just said that it's in here.
Blurb it.
But we'll get there. Yeah.
It's exactly where my brain goes.
About why. Yeah. So anyway, welcome back to Sisters of the Strange.
I don't think
Shay.
we said that in the last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Oh. I'm Landry.
We've already recorded one episode. I didn't change clothes because I don't care. So
I didn't either.
It's too cold to go in and out right now. It's still like 40 degrees in Texas and it's just stupid. It's warm in here today though. Warmer than it was last week.
I actually really like it being cold outside. It actually makes it feel like we're actually living through a season.
That's true. It did start early this year. And they're talking about it might snow on Christmas.
Good.
I don't think it's going to be a lot, but
I'd be down for anything. That's the one thing is I wish I lived in a place where it actually felt like this season.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband doesn't really like Christmas movies or Christmas music and things like that. And I'm like, it's the one thing that actually makes me feel like it's Christmas outside.
Mm-hmm.
I will be watching Christmas movies and I will be listening to Christmas music. And my house will be fully decorated because I need to feel like it's something exciting is going on. The rest of you got to think. You decorate for Halloween because it makes you feel good. You decorate for Christmas because it makes you feel good. And then once you take it all down, you're like, wow.
Then you have nothing.
My house feels very bland. It feels new and clean like a new year, which is nice. And then by March, I'm like itching to put something up because I feel like there's nothing exciting going on in my life.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
That makes part of the year feel magical and good and exciting.
Amen.
So we do it.
It's the magic. I just decorated my Christmas tree finally. It's been up for 2 weeks with nothing on it, just barren.
But just the lights alone is such a comfort.
It is. I decorated both not one tree. I decorated both trees because you have that little pencil tree.
Mm-hmm.
I decorated that whole tree too.
Girl.
I know.
As mine's been done for like 2 months, but I have a lot more time.
It's so cute. The vision of my big tree came to life exactly how I wanted it to.
It looks very good.
So vintage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's incredible.
It does. It looks really good.
We love
I like
her.
it. I just love the magic of a holiday.
I do too.
It
For
just
some
creates
reason.
such a cozy, exciting vibe.
Yeah.
There's just something magical in the air.
I agree. We've been talking about Christmas presents for the last 20 minutes. So that's what we were doing before we started this episode.
Yeah. I'm not really buying anything this year, but that's just because I literally haven't had a single inkling to want to buy anything this year.
I can't make myself stop buying things. That's my problem. I'm projecting my purchasing onto others because I can't buy for myself.
I was like that last year. Last year I wanted to buy everything in sight and I bought a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year I haven't. I just haven't felt like it. So I haven't.
It's fair. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely
I think part
nothing.
of that is our trip. We spent so much money on our trip that I'm like, I don't really care to spend any more money right now.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be planning a trip right now and I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. We talked about Spotify Wrapped this week already.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about this week.
I agree.
I don't think I have anything.
I don't either.
But this is going to be fun.
I'm excited. I love the Bermuda Triangle. Never want to go near it. I don't like the ocean. So
I love the ocean. And I have always been a Bermuda Triangle girly.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm doing this episode is because of Nash. your nephew. Shout out, Nash. Apparently he's been talking about it for a while. He's been wanting us to do it, and I didn't know what I was going to do today, so he has been wanting us to talk about a female serial killer or the Bermuda Triangle. So I went Bermuda Triangle today because when I was about his age, I was into it.
Yeah.
This was the same thing that I did another episode recently, or like last month, where I was like, where I was talking about how I was always on YouTube.
Oh, I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either, but I spent a lot of time on YouTube as a child watching weird ass shit.
It might have been like referencing this.
It was either I was watching funny cat videos because that was the pinnacle of YouTube at that time, or I was watching weird things about mermaids, the Loch Ness Monster, the Bermuda Triangle, the deep ocean. Like I was into the ocean hardcore.
It might have been our episode that went over internet urban legends.
Maybe.
And I figured out the video I was talking about. It's called the echidna. Whenever I was talking about how it had nipples.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because it has nipples.
Yes. Those are the cutest little animals.
Yeah. It was called the echidna.
Mm-hmm.
And because I always remember it sounds like enchilada to me. And I could never, I went home and figured it out, and I never brought it back up. But it was, I sent it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I never brought it back up on here, but it was called the echidna. That was the funny video.
That was like a million episodes ago.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute.
No, literally. But anyway, so I have always been interested in the Bermuda Triangle because it has to do with the ocean and the weirdness of the ocean and how much the ocean is just unsolved.
You were a very National Geographic.
Oh, yeah.
Meerkat Manor was always on. Shark Week was 1000% always watched.
On. Always. I found all of my
Steve Irwin was always
R.I.P. I found all of my like Blue Planet like box set DVDs in my mom's attic because they're moving, and I was like, I just don't think I can find it in my heart to get rid of these.
No.
And like the space one that was narrated by Tom Cruise. Are you kidding me? I loved that shit. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Nobody owns DVD players anymore.
Well, keep it. So whenever you buy your DVD kitchen thing, you can watch those. You can have those on.
Yes.
That'll be like the pinnacle of your life.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, Mom, changed my mind. Put those in a box. So anyways, yeah, today's episode is different. So we're not talking about a murder. We're not talking about a possession or a serial killer. We're talking about something much bigger, much broader, and one of the most infamous unsolved mysteries of the world, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very much so in my opinion. So talking about the Bermuda Triangle. And if you know, you know, the rabbit hole is just endless here.
It could be a 10-part episode.
It really could be. I'm not making it that way, but just know that it very well could be if you left it up to me. So what exactly is the Bermuda Triangle if you're unsure? So the Bermuda Triangle refers to an area in the ocean connecting Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Yeah. It's like a roughly based triangle, like off Florida and then Miami and then Bermuda out that way. And it's about 500,000 square miles of Atlantic Ocean. And there's no official like designation of the Bermuda Triangle. It's just what it's been called. And everybody has dubbed it this. And it's just, that's what it is.
Yeah, there's no like warning signs. You're not like, you're not like going to pass a sign in the middle of the ocean that says now entering Bermuda Triangle. Right, exactly. Like that's just not a thing. Yeah. But sailors and pilots and they know what it is because. So historically, this area has seen hundreds and thousands of disappearances marked by strange radio transmissions, missing debris, but no singular, like clear reasoning of explanation of why. Yeah. And even Christopher Columbus wrote in his journal in 1492. Yeah. Going back to the teens here, 14. That he had seen strange lights hovering over the water in this area, and his compass did some weird shit. So dating all the way back to Mr. Columbus. It's also said that he got stuck in like seaweed and stuff. Oh, the sargassum. Mm-hmm. He got stuck. Yeah. Yes. That's like where the lore starts of the triangle.
and everybody just knows. If you don't know, like, what are you doing? What are we doing?
I think that would be like a trivia question you could ask anyone from the age of 5 years old to 90 something years old in the Bermuda Triangle. If that was the answer, like they would know it.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Because I feel like it's a multi-generational, every single person knows about the Bermuda Triangle.
Right.
And not even like the whole lore of it, just that it's something strange
and
in the ocean.
Yeah. If you don't know a lot about it, at least you know that it's a scary place in the ocean.
Yeah.
At the very least. So we're going to talk about I'm not going to say the first disappearance in the Bermuda Triangle, but this is the most covered, the most widely known, the biggest one that's very unexplained. And that is Flight 19.
Yep.
Everybody's heard of Flight 19. Again, if you haven't, you're going to hear about it now. But absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
So Flight 19, this case happened in 1945. It was a group of 5 Navy torpedo bombers on a training flight, and they basically just disappear. So they were a group of 5 bombers, as I mentioned, that on December 5th lost contact during a United States Navy navigation training flight from the Naval Air Station in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So they leave from Florida, and there's 14 Navy aviators on this flight. 5 planes, 14 aviators. And we'll get into that piece at the end. But basically, the cause is unknown. So they go on this routine combat training exercise, and it was called Navigation Problem Number 1. And they're flying for navigation purposes of training, and then they're also bombing training.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this like flight path that they're supposed to follow, and basically everything goes wrong. So the flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Carroll Taylor, was very experienced and had about 2,500 flying hours in aircrafts of this type. And his trainees also had multiple flight hours. They weren't like brand new pilots or anything like that, but this was just supposed to be like a normal everyday thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard it's a route that they've all done before, like an exercise that has been done many times. Like it's not some random exercise that's never been done.
Right. They had recently completed other training missions in the same area. And then there was also multiple groups that were supposed to be going on this same mission, training mission behind them.
Yeah.
After they had returned. So this training exercise involved 3 legs of the flight, technically 4, including them returning back to base. So after they take off from Fort Lauderdale, they are flying 90 degrees east for about 50, 60 miles. And they reach this area that's commonly called Chicken Rocks. And this is where their low-level bombing practice was carried out. So they drop their bombs and they're doing that piece. And then they continue. So they're going straight. And then they continue and they hit the second point. And then they're supposed to turn 300 something degrees and go kind of over the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the process of flying over the Bahama Island when they're supposed to turn again. And this is where things kind of go wrong at their last point where they're supposed to turn back. So the radio conversations between the pilots were overheard by the base of another aircraft in the area, and other aircraft that were in the area, because their transmissions kind of get all wonky when they're up in the air and in places like that.
Yeah.
So they know that the bombing operation was carried out because at about 3:00 p.m., a pilot requested and was given permission to drop his last bomb. So that was part of the timeline. And then 40 minutes later, another flight instructor was forming up with his group of students for the same mission. And then they get this unidentified transmission and they're like, hey, what's going on? Well, one of the pilot's powers says, I don't know where we are, but we must have gotten lost after the last turn. And they're like, well, you need to identify yourself where you're at so that, we can send somebody to help you. And they don't get any response back. And so they're like, hey, identify yourself, like what's going on? And he replies back and he says, both of my compasses are out. And then Taylor, the leader, gets on transmission. He's like, and I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm over land but it's broken. And I'm pretty sure it's the Florida Keys, but I don't know how far down and I don't know how to get back to Fort Lauderdale. And so they basically get lost in the air.
Yeah.
So he's like, I see this piece of land and I think it's the Keys. So I don't know where we are. The ocean doesn't look right. We're in like, there's like white water underneath us. Something is wrong and my compasses are not working. So they have their like basic magnetic compass at the top of their cockpit. And then on their like control panel, they have the airplane compass that has the picture of the airplane in it that tells you where the nose of the nose of your plane is. And those two things are supposed to correlate, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're both like
wrong,
out of whack. And they have no idea where they are. And they're just lost in the air. Like what?
No.
How does that even happen?
The idea of being in an airplane lost over the ocean is petrifying to me.
Right.
The idea of being in a plane over the ocean at all is petrifying to me, much less being lost.
Like just completely lost. And the leader is like, I don't know where we are.
Yeah.
And this man has flown bombers in like
all sorts
battle.
of situations. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, we're lost. I don't know where we are. So this transmission person at this base is like, okay, well, you need to put the sun on the port wing and fly north up to the coast of Fort Lauderdale. I'm telling you this right now. And this is what you need to do. And you will get back to the land. And so he's like, you need to like, where is your IFF transmitter, which is identify friend and foe. It's like this little thing that they have that people can like see your location. Well, he has it turned off because they're doing like this training
undercover
mission.
Bomber.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And so he's like, well, I'm going to try to turn it on so that they can find your position. But they never did. And it wasn't ever acknowledged. So he's like, we're going to go ahead and just turn 30 degrees and we're going to fly 45 minutes and we'll fly north and make sure that we're not over the Gulf of Mexico. And we're just going to keep going this way because we'll hit land eventually. And they don't. And so again, he's like, well, we're going to change course 90 degrees east for 10 minutes. And somebody in one of the other transmissions on one of the other planes is like, we need to just fly west. Let's go west. We'll get home. Like, listen to me right now. I'm telling you, let's go west. But all of their compasses are messed up. So really nobody knows where they are, like what way they're actually facing. And so that's so scary to just like not know.
And all 5 of them are flying together, right? Like
Correct.
It's like
They're
whenever
all
you
together.
see, it's like whenever you see like the Blue Angels fly over or something, like they're all flying in a formation together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is one of the students that's like, let's go west. And so there's people who were like, well, why didn't they just go west on their own? Like if this guy was so sure of it, like why didn't the students all just say, see you later, Lieutenant Taylor, we're going this way.
Yeah,
you're lost.
You have to stay together.
But it's been explained that obviously like they're in the military, they have discipline. They're not going to just insubordinate
yeah, you're going to go down to rank
their orders, whatever,
like
you know.
But also it's very like no man left behind.
Exactly. And that's a part of this as well. So the weather deteriorated and the radio contact was kind of in and out. And it was believed that the 5 aircraft by this point were more than 200 nautical miles, which is 230 miles out to sea east of the Florida Peninsula. So Taylor radios his people and he's like, we're going to fly 270 degrees west until landfall or running out of gas.
Yeah.
He's like, we're just going to go west and we'll figure it out. So finally they get their triangle of location and they're now within 120 miles. And Flight 19 was north of the Bahamas and well off the coast of Central Florida.
Yeah, way off.
They're just
Gone.
like just out. But they're still having communication, but it's just still so strange that they just cannot figure out where the hell they are, but they're stuck in this triangle of area and it just can't be explained.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. So he says, holding 270, we didn't fly far enough east. We may as well just turn around and fly east again. And by that time, the sun had started to set. The weather was deteriorating even more. And around 6:20 p.m., Taylor's last message was received. And he was heard saying, quote, all planes close up tight. We'll have to ditch unless landfall. When the first plane drops below 10 gallons of fuel, we all go down together. So it's like, okay, well, obviously they probably just lost fuel or they crashed somewhere, whatever. Okay, well, where?
Yeah.
There is
out of 5 planes, not a single shard.
5 planes and how many, 13, 14 people just nowhere to be found
Yeah.
ever. Make that make sense. Okay. So it was obvious. This is the even crazier part of the whole story. So after it was very obvious that they were lost, there was a search party basically that was alerted, and this was before they got this last transmission. It was like 20 minutes before the last transmission. They sent out this rescue plane. Okay. This is an ocean plane, an ocean rescue plane that should be able to land or crash on water and still be floating.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. At least pieces of it. This search plane goes out to find them, and it's got another like crew on it of like 13 or 14 people. I don't know. It goes missing. And it's never found ever again or heard from.
Okay.
So not only did the 5 planes go missing, so did this rescue plane, nowhere to be found. Which is just,
That's insane behavior.
it's wild to me. It doesn't make sense. And so 27 men go missing, and there's no debris. There's no idea what happened. And basically this is like the big Bermuda Triangle story,
Yeah.
because how do 5 planes go missing?
6 at this point.
6 at this point. Correct. How do 6 planes go missing with not a singular piece of debris anywhere? Wild. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
There's another story that takes place in 1918. So this was before that, of a ship, a Navy cargo ship carrying 309 members, never sends any distress signal. It's called the USS Cyclops. And the final message from it was weather fair, all well. They like check in with their transmitter people, the base, I don't know. And they're like, everything's fine. Weather's good. We'll be fine. No storm, no conflict, no debris.
We're good.
The ship is just gone.
Oh.
And this is still the largest non-combat loss of life in Navy history. Like the ship was carrying like
330 men. Holy cow.
So the ship was carrying some kind of like ore stuff, big heavy weights of this ore for ammunition. And there was no, like at first they tried to blame it on Germany.
Yeah.
And Germans were like, we don't even know anything about this ship. Like, we have nothing to do with this. And that was proven to be true. And so then they were like, okay, well, how did it just disappear? And so they were like, well, they had so much of this ore, it was over the ship's capacity and it caused something to go wrong and it just sank. Okay, well, still, where?
No distress signal either.
Right. Like there was no like, hey, we're going down.
Yeah. Because even the Titanic, they sent messages out for the Titanic. Like the Titanic knew where to be found.
Right.
Because they sent distress signals. They had time.
They had surely they had plenty of time. Everything was fine on the ship, and then they were just gone, disappeared. Nowhere to be found. There's another one, another ship that goes missing in 1967. It was really like a yacht, not really a ship. It was called the Witchcraft, and it was 2 men on a yacht near Miami on Christmas Eve, and they called the Coast Guard saying, hey, we hit something. We're not sinking, but we do need a tow. Like we think we hit something. Something's wrong. We are not taking in water, but we do need somebody to come get us. The Coast Guard arrives in 19 minutes, and there is no boat to be found. There's no men anywhere. There's no like sign of a sinking ship.
Sir. 19
minutes, and there's just nothing there. And they're in a yacht, so they're just like off the coast somewhere.
Yeah, they're not that deep in there.
You wouldn't think.
So never going to a Florida beach.
Never going off a boat.
No catamarans in Florida.
No. Definitely no cruises. No,
I'll never be on a cruise ship ever again in my life.
No, never.
I knew that after we went on our first cruise, and I said I will never do that again. I have nightmares about cruise ships.
Did we mention, I know we've mentioned the cruise from hell many times. Did we mention that I found proof of the cruise? Because there was never any.
I posted it on our Instagram.
Oh yeah, you did. I found that again in the photos of things that my mom had gotten down from her attic. And I was like, this is it. This is the sole piece of evidence.
I really don't remember much about that cruise except crying ourselves to sleep.
I don't remember that god awful outfit. Hats.
I know your mother listens. She always dressed us in god awful outfits.
She even looked at that picture. She goes, God, what was I thinking? What are those outfits? Girl.
To be fair, she also like helped dress our dad in affliction shirts, which that was a style.
Also,
you know?
bad taste.
Yeah. She's got it together now.
Yeah, she's figured it out at this point.
But no, you'll never catch me on a cruise ship ever again anyways. I have like to fly over the ocean to go on my honeymoon. I took medicine.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
There was no way.
Nope, we're not doing it. There is 2 more passenger planes that disappear a year apart from each other, 1948 and 1949, in basically identical conditions. So one was the Star Tiger and one was the Star Ariel. Again, clear weather. The planes were in good working condition, no mechanical issues, no distress call. Dozens of people disappeared. And like they even said like the skies weren't turbulent. Like there was no, it should have been fine. Nope. Gone. There's a story of the ghost ship, the Carol A. Deering in 1921. Basically, there's a lot of ghost ship stories in the Bermuda Triangle, which I didn't know.
I've heard this one specifically.
I didn't know that. Like, I've heard the term ghost ship.
Huh?
Didn't actually know what that entails. And it's horrifying, actually. So apparently there's just ships and boats and sailboats and things just out in this area that have nobody on them.
Yeah, no
people. But they're floating in the ocean.
Yeah, no people left.
Huh?
A lot of people like attribute that to pirates and stuff.
I learned this today, actually, and it made my tummy hurt a little.
Yeah, no, you'll find absolutely not a single soul.
Then there's just a boat floating around in the ocean. No.
Yeah.
No.
They blame a lot of it on pirates, but there is there's a movie, I don't remember specific details of it, but I remember watching it with Honey at the Peaster House. Mm-hmm. And it was, I think, maybe called Triangle or something like that. And it was supposed to be like a ship like that got stuck in the middle of the ocean, but it's like a cruise ship and it's only like one person survived. Mm-hmm. And she's having to figure out how to get off of this ship, but she's reliving the day over and over again, but she can see her past self living the day. Ew. So she can see her running around the ship still.
Yeah. Ooh, that's creepy.
I do not remember how it ends. I do not remember much. I just remember her like
I've never
seeing
seen that.
glimpses of herself running around. And I was like, ew.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Disgust.
But yeah, the ghost ship thing freaks me out. So yeah, apparently they found this ship just.
Can you imagine a whole entire cruise ship that is completely empty in the middle of the ocean?
Upright, floating? Mm-hmm. No. And then there's another one of a Cessna 152 in 2005, which is a little bit more modern. A pilot calls the Miami ATC saying that he feels disoriented. The ocean looks weird. The water looks white. And then his radio cuts out and the plane was never found.
I want to know what the ocean's white about.
Oh, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
It's time to get into some theories. The good stuff. The exciting stuff.
I need more.
So Flight 19 was featured in that Scooby-Doo episode.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
And it's called like Pirates Ahoy or something like that. It's a Scooby-Doo thing. And it's like referenced. It's not like a big part of the story, I don't think, but it is in the episode.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, is it hanging up in his office?
Probably.
He has an office of, okay.
I have not seen the episode.
You've never seen that movie?
Mm-mm. I've not seen that one.
Brother.
I'm telling you, the only one that I watched was Zombie Island. Over and over.
I'm trying to think if these two movies are this. I think they are. He has an office that has a bunch of relics, and he does have planes that are kind of hanging from the ceiling in his office, basically. Mm-hmm. On this,
that rings a bell for me as well.
So
it's probably.
And then they pull out a big glowing thing out of the ocean. I don't think it's the same one as. I don't know if they're the same movie or not.
Could be.
It's two different pieces. Like they're on a cruise ship and they get hypnotized to all be pirates.
Let's look it up real quick.
I'm missing the connection of where, because they end up on an actual pirate ship though. So that's the connection I'm missing. Like I don't remember how they went from a cruise ship to an actual pirate ship. but they are in the Bermuda Triangle, and they do pull out like treasure or something out of. Can I see a picture of what it looks like? Because I can tell you immediately based off of like what the characters look like if it's the same one.
Let's see the plot. Yes, while making a star map in the Bermuda Triangle, astrocartographer Rupert Garcia's ship is attacked by ghost pirates led by Captain Skunkbeard. The pirates sink his ship and then kidnap the crew and leave him adrift at sea.
And then he gets pulled onto the cruise ship.
They go to a mystery cruise arranged by his parents, Fred, Skip and Peggy, for his birthday. And then while boarding the ship, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo encounter a mysterious cloaked man and then the rest of the gang meets blah, 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 blah.
Okay. So yeah, it's the same movie. I'm missing the part where they end up, because they do end up getting the treasure or whatever out of the ocean and stuff. Like they end up pulling something out of the ocean.
Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy is a movie where the gang encounters ghost pirates and Bermuda Triangle myths, and Flight 19, the famous missing Navy aircraft, is one of the supernatural phenomena they see, along with other lost ships like the USS Cyclops, adding mystery to the danger in the spooky setting. During the film, as the ghost ship enters the triangle, they glimpse famous lost vessels, including the TBM Avenger planes of Flight 19. So anyways, let's talk about some theories about why people think that all of this weird shit just continues to happen. So we'll talk about some real scientific explanations first, because it would be wrong if I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So number one is rogue waves. So rogue waves over 100 feet tall have been recorded in this area, and these can obviously swallow ships instantly, no warning. But what's weird is there's no debris, there's no distress call, there's no nothing. Which I guess if you're on a ship and you're just and then all of a sudden there's this 100-foot wave gonna crash over your ship, you're not gonna have time to make a distress call, which I understand. But the no debris is just not clicking with me. Something would be floating in the area.
Rogue waves can't hit airplanes.
Correct. Yes, I was going to say that too. Yeah, that's not going to hit an airplane 100 feet tall. No. The second one, which this one explains the white ocean to me. This is what makes the most sense to me in this situation. So on the sea floor, there are like frozen methane pockets, right? So those can erupt and they create these massive white bubbles that come up from the sea floor. But not only does it do that, it makes water less dense. So that can make a ship sink. So it basically makes them less buoyant. And they just sink to the bottom. And then low flying planes, this can affect them as well, and cause engine failures and things like that. So this could explain the instant disappearance cases. But most likely the ships and the boats more than the airplanes still can cause an engine failure, and a plane's going to hit the water if it is low enough, I would think.
Yeah.
But again, the debris, the evidence of a crash, something.
But that's the pocket takes it all the way to the ground with it, though. Does the pocket go all the way to the ground?
What do you mean?
Like the methane pocket, does it go all the way to the ground?
Like to the ocean floor?
Yeah. Like what it takes.
It comes from the ocean floor.
But does it not go back down, or does it just explode at the top?
I think it just it comes out like in bubbles. And so then if a bubble hits the surface, it's going to into the air,
Yeah.
Causing this like methane, whatever, which that does whatever it does to airplanes. I don't know a lot about airplanes, but apparently they are.
I have the movie going.
Oh, you're trying to find it?
Yeah. It just had 5 planes fly into an alien ship.
Oh, wonderful.
And then there's a bunch of fog with lights.
Wild.
For the specific scene, I just rented this movie for $4.
She's like, I'm going to find it.
I have problems when it comes to stuff like that.
The third theory is what is said to explain the compass thing. So the triangle sits on the agonic line, which most people have probably heard of and I haven't mentioned yet. But this is basically where magnetic north and true north come together in a line. And so that's said to be what causes the compasses to mess up because of the magnetic weirdness that's going on there. And pilots most of the time rely solely on compass navigation and could literally just like get miles off course and not realize it, especially if the weather's bad. But like if your compass is messed up and you don't know where you're at and all you see is ocean, you would get lost pretty easily.
Yeah.
Of course, there's sudden weather anomalies as well, like microbursts, which is a violent downward blast of air, and this can cause the planes to crash into the ocean before they can react or radio, or like a downdraft or whatever. Microblast, downdraft, whatever.
Like turbulence.
Same
almost?
thing. Yeah, kind of. But they just kind of come out of nowhere, which is scary.
Yeah.
Not going to help my flight anxiety. And then the fifth scientific evidence is that I've said that we're going to kind of get back to. The sea floor in this area goes from shallow sandbars to over 27,000 feet deep. So if something sinks here, people are saying basically you're not going to find it.
Yeah, you're screwed.
If it sinks in an area that's that deep, though, you know?
Yeah, not on a sandbar.
Right. And so that takes me back to the yacht guys, the witchcraft. They could not have been, I don't know. I don't know what the seafloor off the coast of Miami looks like, but I don't feel like it's going to be 27,000 feet deep. But again, I also don't know how far out yachts go.
They go off, like deep sea fishing and stuff.
That's true. Okay.
They'll go. Like a day's drive off.
Yeah, that's fair. When I think of a yacht, I think of like, especially if it's like two guys, they're just shooting the shit. They're just going to be hanging out off the coast, you know?
I'm pretty sure that the Bermuda Triangle is really not that far off the coast, though.
Well, no, it's connected from Florida, Miami. And
Yeah.
So
So they don't got to go that far.
Yeah. So that's part of the reason that people say that this debris and evidence and stuff is never found, because it's so deep that you're not going to find it. But with the amount of ships and planes and things that go missing, like
The debris should be stacked
There's
up.
got to be something, right? You're going to start stacking up debris
somewhere.
There's got to be some shit that floats
something
that makes it somewhere.
At least a life buoy, like a buoy.
Hello?
And every boat has a buoy.
Yeah.
Should.
In the 1940s, I don't know how how equipped they were.
There definitely should be stuff that floats.
Mhm.
You should find something.
Right.
At least one shard.
That's just what doesn't sit right with me.
Are you about to get into paranormal theories?
But go ahead.
Isn't there like what you said earlier where I said Christopher Columbus got stuck and stuff? What'd you call it?
Yes.
In that theories too?
Not in the scientific theories.
Oh, it's in the paranormal theories?
Mhm.
Okay. I've done some research.
It could go either way. It could really go in either section.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
So we're gonna get into the paranormal, unhinged, like weird theories that are just so much more fun. That
They're gonna make
you
way
guys are
more.
gonna love.
They're gonna make way more sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna make way more sense to me. So number one, aliens.
Aliens.
Not saying that it's aliens, but aliens. It's said that the triangle is one of the most active UFO reporting zones in the world. And this comes from ships, pilots, and people off the coast.
Yeah.
People that live in these areas. And we've kind of like touched on this a little bit before, but a lot of people report glowing orbs of light over the ocean, silvery discs that fly next to boats, and radar blips that are moving incredibly fast that are almost seem impossible. And a lot of people have said and believed that the triangle is basically like a UFO like base or portal of some sort for said UFOs and aliens.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who believe that they actually live in the ocean and not in space.
Correct. And we've mentioned that before, because there was a documentary on Netflix or something that I had watched that did a whole entire episode on the aliens living in the ocean, and that these UFOs are literally coming out of like this base in the ocean. Makes so much sense to me.
It's terrifying that we haven't explored so much of the ocean.
Exactly.
But we also haven't explored any of space.
Right. So why?
So you have no clue where aliens actually come from or
no
live
idea.
at or anything.
But it's so, I don't know. It does make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate the ocean for how terrifying it is, because we don't know so much about it. There's so much of it that's just not explored. Same with space too, though. So that's why I think both of these theories can kind of go hand in hand with the aliens and extraterrestrials. But the evidence of aliens living in the ocean is like really interesting.
Yeah.
That rabbit hole is just
a whole nother thing.
But so many reported orbs and things flying over the ocean and seeing things go into the ocean, and it's just weird. It is just unexplained. So there's really not much else I can say on that theory because hello, aliens, but just dive down that rabbit hole and let me know what you think. The second one is the time warp theory. So this one is one of the wildest reoccurring claims that in this area, pilots are losing track of time. Clocks jump forward. The distances are covered way too fast. Like the time and the distance do not make sense. Pilots and ship captains see tunnel-shaped clouds, and the fog they are attributing to messing with the electronics and the things in the planes and the ships. There's one guy, Bruce Gernon, in 1970, who is famous for his flight. He claims that he flew through a cloud tunnel and then he was miraculously 100 miles away from where he was before.
Oh.
And doesn't know how to explain it. So it's
actually,
like,
that's kind of cool.
It's really cool if you think about it.
Yeah.
So you're like going through some sort of like vortex.
I'm seeing time slip more than anything. Like, not necessarily time warp. For the things that go completely gone.
Yes. They're going
through. But they
through,
never resurface anywhere else.
And they never come out anywhere else. Yeah. Or they do, and they're just not discovered because everybody's searching in this area. They're not going to go, who knows? It could be on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
But and they're not searching for it there.
But they could still, they themselves would catch land at some point and be like.
If they survive.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting theory. Right.
Right.
So what were you going to say about
that? The grasses Christopher Columbus gets stuck in
the sargassum?
Yeah, it produces gases and lights and all of that, which could also attribute to the UFO fog stuff.
But does the sargassum, is it like bioluminescent? Is that what that's coming from?
I'm not sure. I don't
think it is. Sargassum itself, I don't think it is. But who's to say that there wasn't a phenomena that both of them were going on at the same time, bioluminescence and a large area of sargassum that just floats. That's the like brown like seaweed, but it's like not like grassy. It's like it's got like bulbs on it, you know? You know what I'm talking about.
I looked it up.
Yeah. So that floats like crazy and it can get in very large areas and it can mess up ships and cause them to float into the land and crash and things like that.
Yeah.
Because they can't like control it.
Yeah.
If you're in like a large enough.
That's what I thought. Christopher Columbus' ship got like stuck in it or something at some point in time.
Could have.
In the Bermuda Triangle. And then that was one of the theories it was actually that was one of the theories of what his problem was actually like that was the answer, was the sargassum or whatever.
Instead of
was the answer to like whatever he thought was happening.
I just don't know how I feel about that.
I know that seaweed gives me the ick.
Correct.
Have you seen the video and it's the dog like running out of the ocean? It's like when it's like when
something touched my leg.
One piece of seaweed touches my leg.
Yeah.
Me.
Literally. Anything. If I even think something touched my leg, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Not a fan of the ocean. I don't like that I can't see it. That's the biggest fear for the ocean is you can't see. There's nothing to see.
No. It's just darkness. Yeah. One of the times that I was snorkeling in Belize, we're in shallow water. Okay. Like I can go down and touch the bottom with my hand and my ears don't pop. Like we're in shallow water. We did get into some deeper water where I would try to go down and like see stuff that was on the floor and my ears would start to pop. So I couldn't go much lower. We went to this one reef that was on the edge of a drop off.
No.
I have never been in the ocean that deep before or water that deep at all. And I was following a stingray that was swimming on the floor. And so I was just kind of like swimming. And then I reached the edge of this reef and it just fucking drops off and the water changes colors and it's black. And I immediately went up and I was like, I'm done. I'm scared.
Yeah.
And I was like so uncomfortable. I stayed in the water because I had to wait for the boat to come back and get me. But like, it was really unsettling swimming on the edge of that because the reef itself was deep. Like it had already gotten pretty deep where I was following this ray. But then when I looked up
and paid attention
and saw that I was on the edge, it made me so uncomfortable.
I would have been ill.
Because I couldn't see anything. It was just dark water.
I would have been ill.
It was so scary. But it was
No.
also really fucking cool.
That's Aaron likes to like. I guess he's got his scuba diving stuff. He's never done it since we've been together because I will not. But one time he was like, I want to go to like the Red Sea and go see. I was like, you're on your own.
That sounds scary.
I told him he's on his own. I said, you can go. I will stay home.
I've always wanted to scuba, but I just don't know if I can.
I have no interest.
The water is just so clear in places like that, though.
That's
like
cool.
You can
I can see it
the
from
bottom.
the boat.
Like I'm good right here.
I just have no interest in that. And I love water. I am a water baby. Like put me in a pool. Good luck getting me out.
Yeah. The
But
ocean?
I have no interest in that.
I love the ocean. It's so scary. That's why I love it, because I love scary shit and I'm scared of it. That's why I love it so much. Make that make sense. Somebody.
I like being scared, but like that's too much. That's anxiety for me.
I did get anxiety when I saw the edge. And I came back up and I really didn't go back down. I stayed in the water, but I didn't go back. I didn't go back under because I didn't want to physically see it again.
No, just knowing it was there, I would have been like swimming as far the opposite direction as I could get.
It was like in Nemo, you know, when they leave the reef and he like goes to touch the boat. That's exactly what it was like. And it was just this long stretch of sand that I could see. And then there was just nothing.
That makes me feel
like a cliff. Like I was going to fall off a cliff.
Very sick.
Yeah. Knowing that I was floating in water. Ugh. Anyways, another very interesting theory that can go into a whole nother can of worms that opens up a whole nother conspiracy and rabbit hole that I just could not bring myself to go down right now is the Atlantis theory that, and this is a real theory that people attribute to the triangle, but people believe that the lost city of Atlantis is underneath the Bermuda Triangle, and its ancient technology still emits electromagnetic pulses and energy beams and causes this distortion in the atmosphere.
Oh. You know when they have the Atlantis like theme parks you can go to? As a kid, I thought that was like the real Atlantis and I wanted to go so bad. I was like, that's real.
That's so real.
They found it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wanted to go so bad.
So that's a whole nother.
I like the not parallel timeline because I feel like parallel timelines, you actually like jump into another timeline and you see things that happened prior to you or whatever. Like you experience something that's already happened or is going to happen. I like the theory of that, but like that's where it's like if those ships reappeared in another timeline, they would have either gone back in history and been able to like report it to somebody where it would be in our history, or they would be in the future and still somehow be able to like, I just feel like it would be able to route back. Like I feel like there would be some sort of proof of a parallel timeline.
That they jumped into another
timeline.
Yeah. I agree.
Maybe it's another dimension.
That's another big piece of it is that they're saying like, not only are they going through this vortex and then being spat out somewhere else, but they're literally going into another dimension. Yeah. And that's why they're never found again.
Yeah. Like how it's believed that Bigfoot lives in another dimension. But he knows how to control his dimensions.
And that like in areas where the veil is thin, you know, type thing.
Yeah.
So that's deep. That's some real conspiracy shit.
I mean, there's completely there's completely like, it's very real that they all just did crash and die basically. But
where are they?
Yeah. No proof of a single, that's just a lot. And don't get me wrong, the Bermuda Triangle is a very large mass of land. It's a very large mass of land, like huge part of the ocean where it should, and drifts and everything else like that. It would be very easy for it all to just get wiped away. Yeah. But it's also like, we would like to have at least an answer to one of the mysteries.
Something from at least one of them. Exactly. Exactly.
And those aren't even just the only things that have ever happened there. Like you listed off 6 or something like that. Yeah.
That's not even
6 out of hundreds.
That's not even a close number.
No, but then you also have to think there's hundreds of people who pass through today. And that's what's really like, why this specific few?
Like where are you what are you going into? What specific spot that's causing this stuff to happen?
Yeah. And I wonder if there's a pattern on like the time and days of all of the disappearances.
Ooh, maybe.
I wonder if there's some sort of pattern there because then that could maybe answer some questions. But I mean, still planes fly over it every single day. Commercial airlines every single day. Cruise ships, cargo ships, like people still pass through it daily and they don't have, they probably still have the weird phenomena, which would tie back to like electromagnetic most likely.
Yeah.
But still, why the select few that have gone just completely missing?
Yeah. Off the face of the earth.
That's what I've started the research for the Bermuda before. And every time I like get back into it, I back out of it. That's why I know some of the stories.
Yeah.
But it's like too overwhelming for me to even try.
It's so overwhelming.
Concise, because it's like, I don't, the electromagnetic stuff, that's real. That's proven.
Mm-hmm.
And that has a lot to do with compasses and things like that can really set stuff off. But the mystery fog that does this, and the tunnels you've mentioned, and then zero, nothing that has found or substantiated. There's also like claims that Amelia Earhart went through there.
Yes, I was going to mention that as well.
Stuff.
Yeah. And that's, where because nobody fucking knows where she went either. That one makes my brain hurt.
I thought recently they had found proof of
people always be saying that.
Or like the pictures they had found of her in the Philippines, apparently.
In like that really remote village.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a mystery as well.
Mm-hmm. Mysteries of the universe.
Which, when we talked about that, someone commented, and so I would like to put it out there. They said, it was Louise who did that, not Tina. And I was like, I know that. I should have, I'm not saying it like negatively at their comment at all. I'm saying their comment, I'm like, I should have addressed it for one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, I watch Bob's Burgers like every night before bed. I was just talking. And, like, I just got caught up in it. But I knew it was Louise, because she even had her bunny ears on still with she had a pilot hat on still. Or like Amelia Earhart's hat still.
I wouldn't have known. I don't think I've seen that episode.
Oh, it's like the class has to give a project, but you're allowed to pick if you want to give like a poem or if you want to give this. And she made like almost like a stop motion type movie thing. Mm-hmm. Whatever. It was really good. I mean,
you're like, I should have known.
I've just seen every episode 1,000 times to where, but it's like what I put on for bedtime. So I don't always have the volume on. I just have like the show playing. But yes, they corrected me, and they are correct, and they are right.
Shout out to you.
But I did comment back, and I was like, man, I know that.
Dang. Okay, so there's also the rumors of government testing, submarine communication systems, naval experiments, sonar weapons, and underwater bases. And so people are like, well, maybe the Bermuda Triangle is just Area 51 in the ocean. Like, yeah, there's, we just don't know.
What better place to hide it?
Correct. But that is just crazy.
I saw a video the other day of a submarine coming out of the water, and someone was like, does this not just terrify anyone else? Just the video of this massive thing coming out of the water. And I was like, oh, it unsettles me so bad.
What is that? That's called like the submechanophobia or whatever.
I don't like it.
Big objects in the ocean.
It is
a little unsettling when they pop out and they're so fucking big.
It's like it literally starts with just like, the porthole thingy. Mm-hmm. And then it just gets bigger and bigger. And it's like, oh, goodness.
Make it stop.
But you gotta think of how big some of the animals are in the ocean, too. Like whales are that size.
Bigger.
Horrifying. You're in a cruise ship and they're bigger than you right beside you. No. Mm-hmm.
Stay down.
Stop getting on cruises.
Stop going in the ocean. And then there's the theory, obviously, that we've touched on, the vortex wormhole theory, that theorists believe that the triangle contains natural energy vortexes, like literal holes in the space-time continuum. So there's that as well. Let's see. There's a modern mystery as well that takes place in 2015. A modern-day cargo ship called the El Faro sunk during Hurricane Joaquin. And 33 crew members were lost. So their final recordings show engine failure, rapid flooding, inaccurate weather data, disoriented crew, and the wreckage was found 15,000 feet down. So at least that far down, like, the wreckage was found. Uh-huh. But the only thing that proves is that, like, the triangle itself is dangerous, just that area of ocean, but they were also in the middle of a hurricane. Yeah. So, like, there's the natural disaster theory. They sunk and they were still found. Yeah. These other people are sinking and crashing and
nothing has helped cause that. Mm-hmm. What I do find interesting as well, you mentioned methane gas bubbles and things like that. How disorienting, whatever
would that be?
How much can that cause a person? Like, what can that do to a group of people?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, how much can that disorient you?
Like an actual human being?
Yeah.
not just the
mode
of
craft
transport.
itself,
Yeah.
but you yourself, because a lot of gas is dangerous
Mm-hmm.
and it causes issues for you.
Mm-hmm.
So not only the machinery, but now you don't know what to do because your machinery is acting up, but
And
you're
you're
also
confused.
high as a kite on methane gases.
True. Very true. I didn't think about that. God, Landry asking all the hard questions. I don't have answers.
I mean, it would disorient you for sure.
Yeah,
So that
I would
could
think
definitely
so.
cause you to nose down right into the ocean for sure.
I
don't know
think
about how
so.
it would affect, well, I guess if it creates these bubbles and then where air comes out, like that's what they say is one of the most dangerous things when a ship is sinking, to get away from the ship as far as you can because of
it's going to suck you down.
the sinkhole. So like, I wonder how much of a hole those gases create too when they come up, if they create this
an even
like
heavier
whirlpool,
suction.
basically. Like,
Yeah.
so not only are you disoriented, now you're nosediving, but you can't distress because you're like,
Hello.
"Ugh."
Yeah. What's going on?
Answers.
We want answers. So to this day, commercial pilots still avoid this area aggressively more aggressively during storms. Like they obviously they're not going to be able to all avoid the area on certain flight paths and things like that. But if the weather's bad, they're like, we're not going that way, which I very much appreciate.
Yes, thank you for that.
Thank you for that, commercial pilots. Please don't ever fly me over the Bermuda Triangle, ever.
Imagine them. They're puckered up the whole time.
Oh my God. I couldn't imagine. If I had the desire to become a pilot and had to fly over the Bermuda Triangle, I just wouldn't do it.
And you know what else is one of the scariest things when you think about the Bermuda Triangle and the people who've been lost to it? That both ships and planes refer to you as souls. So whenever you think of the amount of souls, when you think of it in that manner, I mean, it's obviously very sad. Humans are lost to this portion of the world. Terrifying, sad. But when you think about the fact that they were called souls, that's eerie. So it takes it into this like the creep factor.
Yeah, a triangle of literal souls. Yeah, terrifying.
Sounds way worse.
Way worse. Are you still watching?
No, I paused it because I was getting distracted because I
getting into
actually
it?
really like this movie.
You're like, oh wait, this movie's so good.
Well, I also didn't want you to think I wasn't paying attention to you.
No,
I'm just trying to find that part.
that one piece.
Literally the one piece.
Well, that's okay because we're going to come into our closing reflection now. Of what do we make of the Bermuda Triangle? Is it just a perfect storm of science with the waves and the methane eruptions and the magnetic anomalies? Probably. Or is there something even more strange that's happening? Something atmospheric, something geological, something that we really don't truly understand yet as a universe? Also very possible. Could aliens be pulling a little grab and go? They're like, oop, I want this one.
That works for
Oh,
me.
I don't have this one in my collection. I mean, who are we to say?
Never know.
We can't say no because we don't have any idea. But the truth is the Bermuda Triangle sits at the intersection of the known and the unknown. And even in 2025, where we have Google Earth and satellites and billionaires launching themselves into space, there are still so many places on this planet that remain unknown and mysterious. Places that swallow evidence, erase answers, and keep us guessing literally every day. And honestly, I love it because I just love the mystery of the world.
Like we'd have
And I
nothing
think
to
everybody
talk about.
needs a little bit of mystery.
We'd have nothing to talk about without mystery.
Correct. Exactly.
It goes back to the magic of the holidays in the season. If you don't have it, what are you talking about?
What are we doing? Yeah.
No, I agree. I think I like the theory of all the methane gases. I think those, logically speaking, the methane gases makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Paranormal thinking, timeline,
Aliens.
blips. Oh, you're aliens. I'm blips.
I always love I love a good alien theory and everything. But I don't think that aliens are intercepting entire ships and airplanes. So the time blip would have to come above that as far as like paranormal goes.
You know how this is off the topic of that? It's on the topic of aliens again. And strange things. So, our Mineral episode.
Hello?
Someone commented and said that they had seen I kind of Snapchatted you about it, commented, and they had met a man who had a story of whenever he would be on the portion of the river that he lived on, which is off of 281, which is in Mineral Wells. He lived off of the Brazos River, and he would go out and he would see ghosts of Indians and other ghosts and things like that, strange things, strange orbs, strange lights. And this man was telling these stories. I had heard those stories before, and I was like, why have I heard these stories? Because he said they were given to him by Mr. Young. I don't know Mr. Young. So then I asked my brother-in-law, and I was like, have you told me these stories? And he said, yeah, my Uncle Tom, who also lives in that same portion of 281, off of that same portion of the Brazos River, has experienced orbs, Indians, ghosts. And then...
Oh, no.
Caden was texting me about ideas for the podcast. He was like, you could even tell Papa's story about being on the river and seeing what he thought was a UFO. And when he called the cops, they said not to say anything about it and not to mention it. I completely forgot about that story.
What?
I live on the Brazos River. I just don't live in the same portion. But my best friend is about to move on that same road where Eugene's uncle lives off of 281 on the river. And you better believe we're going to be doing some night investigations.
Oh my God.
You're going.
If you catch an alien,
you're going.
I'm catching an alien.
You're going. We're going to be doing some, it's near more like
alien hunting.
It's kind of down by like the Hillbilly Haven area.
Oh boy.
It's like but that's where the 281 Brazos part is. So it's not necessarily by my house, but that's 3 people who've all had stories in the same area of that part of the river. That
weird.
All match up, that they should not know each other. Because the guy who commented said Mr. Young has passed away. And then Eugene's uncle is still alive. He's only probably in his 50s or 60s.
Wild. Different
generations. But my papa's passed away, but my grandmother has this story and my mom knows this story. I didn't ask either one of them. I forgot about it. We might be doing a Brazos River 281. Yeah.
Interesting. I like it.
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because that part of the river is very shallow and like where it gets dry whenever it like dries up.
Oh yeah, it does.
And so like, you could just be like chilling. But yeah, I just had to throw that out there while we were talking about the alien stuff because it rang in my brain, aliens and water.
Yeah. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I need to. So if any of y'all are listeners from Mineral Wells, if y'all have any 281 Mineral Wells, Brazos River interesting stories, definitely share. I live on the Brazos River, like on the river. So that's scary. But I don't live on the 281 side of things. So that's good.
Yeah.
But I would definitely love if y'all have stories or any of your relatives or whatever, please.
Yeah, send them in.
But I asked Danza because Danza's granddad is Mr. Young and he lives in Millsap. So it would make sense.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll have to ask him.
Have to let me know. But yeah, that's very interesting. I was going to say if you guys have any other theories about the Bermuda Triangle, because I know everybody has a theory about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Tell it to me. Make it make sense to me. I need to understand because I have been racking my brain about this for my entire year. Did you find it? For my entire year, my entire life.
Oh, it's only one plane flying, but it's got planes and...
Let me see.
Oh, there's planes on the walls and stuff too. You can press play and look at it more.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking.
That's the exact scene I was thinking. I just rented a whole movie I'll probably watch it later when I go home.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
That was the
picturing.
exact scene I was thinking of.
Okay, so I have seen it. Yay!
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
That was like the epitome. That was like 2004. That was when it was that Witch's Ghost, one of the alien ones. That was when Cyber Chase. They all came out like around like 1998, and so 1998 had a huge splurge or surge of really good Scooby-Doo movies, and then 2004-ish had another really good,
another good group of them.
Splash. I am a Scooby-Doo girl.
Big Scooby-Doo girl.
All of them. That's what Murphy was like, you need to watch Mystery Incorporated. And I was like, she was like, it's the new Scooby-Doo. And I was like, yeah, we watched that at home in high school. Sorry, you weren't cool enough to hang out with us. Me, Mom, and Caden would watch it, like episodes of it together. Like after, I remember specifically during the summer, because we'd watch that Wipeout, Crash Out, whatever. We'd watch that, and then we'd watch a few other things, and then we'd watch the Mystery Incorporated one.
You can't go wrong with Scooby-Doo. Ever.
No. Any of them.
And I just knew that you would love that I was able to tie it into this a little bit.
Why immediately was the first thing I said.
Yeah, you were like, ah!
That's exactly where my brain goes. That, and I also think of the Zach and Cody where they go through when they're on Sweet Life on deck,
and they go
through the Dateline or whatever it is where it changes.
Yeah.
That. I also think of that.
Which is also a very interesting phenomenon. But Nash, I hope I did this topic justice for you.
He's going to love it.
And I hope you like it. And if you need to correct me or give me any advice or information that I didn't cover, let Landry know.
Oh, he will.
And she'll tell me. And I can't wait to hear it.
He 1000% will. He'll call me. He won't even wait to see me. He'll be like, well,
let me know.
Aunt Lan, by the way.
Yeah. Tell me what I need to add. And that's all I've got.
He really will. I think one day I do want to have a bonus episode and like let him share a story.
I would love it.
He's hilarious.
I would love to. I think that would be great.
I love him. I love my niece and nephew. I'm like attached. They're the main reason I would never leave, like to go live anywhere else. It's quite literally, I'm like, I couldn't do that to Ella or Nash.
No.
And Murphy doesn't like to like travel really. She like travels, but she'll never like want to get in a plane and go overseas. And Ella does so bad. And I'm like, girl, the day you turn 16, we're going to Scotland. The day your mom lets me take you out of the country, we're going out of the country.
We're going, girl.
If your mom would let me do it now, I would. But
jet setting.
She will not let me take her out of the country yet.
That's fair.
But the day she's allowed, we will be flying.
That senior trip gonna be bomb.
We are going somewhere else.
That freshman trip gonna be bomb.
Yeah. Whatever. And whenever Murphy's finally like, okay. And I'm not second guessing it. I'm buying the airplane ticket that day. So Murphy can't retract.
You can't think about it.
Nope. No retractions. Murphy actually said, Mom says you always say nice things about me. I need to start listening to the podcast.
She doesn't listen.
Well, she hears enough of my voice apparently.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. I'll give her that. But I don't think I have anything else. So
I don't either. I liked this one. This is a good one.
It's a fun one. There's a lot of good talking points. If you have anything, like I mentioned, send it to us. sistersofthestrange@gmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Don't forget to join our Discord.
It's free.
It's completely free. All you got to do is join and we're there.
We're just
you can
hanging
talk
out.
to us, ask questions. You could send us stuff while you listen to the episode live. Like,
yeah.
Well, none of these come out live, but you know what I mean.
Like while you're listening.
While you're listening, send it to us. If you have a question, send it.
Yeah.
Hail. So easy.
It is. It's really cool. I told my husband, I was like, people aren't really joining. And he's like, do they know it's free? Because the Discord he's in, he has to pay for. So.
Yeah. Nope. Completely free. We just want to talk to you.
Just want to hang out.
Yep. That's it. That's all I got. We will see you next week.
See you next week for another weird, strange, interesting one.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. You don't want to miss it.
No, it's going to be very nice.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.